All right, everybody. Well, there's been a lot of big events in the news recently, as always. I mean, the news is always full of big events. That's why it's called the news. But I feel like these recent events um, are game changers. So let's just jump right into it. Russia. Russia. There was a nuclear missile that exploded in Russia. Yes, you heard that correctly. A nuclear missile exploded in Russia. Or at least that's how it's being reported. Here by here in the West is what I mean by here. That is how it's being reported by Western news outlets. They're saying that a missile that goes by the name of Skyfall, or to be more correct, SSXC-9 Skyfall. That's how NATO calls this missile, and the Russians call it the Storm Petrol, or in Russian, the Burevechnik das Nastrovia, comrade. Well, arose by any other name, whatever you want to call it. It went boom on accident, apparently. You know, that's what the spokesman for Putin said. His name is Dmitry Peskov, and he said on Tuesday, unfortunately, accidents happen. These are tragedies. It is important to remember about heroes who have lost their lives as a result of those accidents. You know, I got to go with Dmitry on this one. Um, never forget the heroes, especially when they die in accidents. And accidents do happen. Accidents do happen. Accidents do happen. Unfortunately, this accident is a nuclear bomb, Dimitri. Ay, 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 ay. Well, there you have it. A nuclear bomb went off in Russia. I kind of think that's a really big deal. I don't think we're going to see the end of this situation anytime soon. This will possibly have, lasting ramifications to that area and to certain people that were living there around that area. Around that area, there was a city called, give me a second, it was evacuated. It's called Nyonoxa, I guess. All right. I'm not even gonna, try to pretend I know where this place is on a map. Okay. I don't really know about this place. I didn't even know about the Skyfall missile until it exploded. I just thought Skyfall was a movie. I just thought it was a movie and it was a sick song by Adele. That song is bomb. Oh, no pun intended. I think I should take that as a sign as to we should move on to other subjects. All right, what's next? Hong Kong. China, China, China. That's right. Russians and Chi-coms. Some of my favorite subjects. So, what's going on in China? Lots of things, of course, because it's got 1 billion people, so, a lot of things happening there. But more specifically, as you might have seen on the news, or maybe not have seen, Hong Kong, Hong Kong. Big trouble in little Hong Kong. What's going on in Hong Kong? Well, about the last, 10 weeks, I don't know, maybe 11, something like that. 11 weeks or so, people have been protesting in Hong Kong. This all started because, well, who cares? Just watch this. I mean, check this out. I mean, this guy goes after this chick. He just goes this chick. Now he's going to just, take the weakest member of the pride. But no, nobody wants it. That's not how it's going to go down. I mean, these people are like, you can't take her. You bastard. You can't take her. And they got his baton. But he has a gun. He has a gun. And now shit is serious. Shit is got real, man. In Hong Kong airport, man. Hong Kong airport shit gets real. And, gotta get the homie out. Homie's down. Now he's stunned, man. Just because he was trying to beat up this little girl, everybody got on his case. I don't know why people don't respect the authorities in Hong Kong. When you see the police in Hong Kong go to take a billy cub on your girlfriend, your mom, or your sister, what makes you think you have the right to gang up on that police officer and take away his billy club and use it on him like he was using it on your sister and your wife and your girlfriend, you know, and your mama? Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, that's not all that's going on in Hong Kong. There's also been American flags showing up all throughout Hong Kong. It's no Whitney Houston, but it got to me. It really got to me. And of course, you know, the president of the United States is trolling the situation. Why is this a big deal? What makes this important? It's a very complicated thing to explain. It's got many historical, cultural contexts and political contexts to it, and subcontexts and many layers. But in general, we have one of the world's, you know, great powers, China, having to face what it is. It is a totalitarian, oppressive, horrible, horrible, horrible regime where you can disappear in the middle of the night and have your kidneys taken out just because of your religious beliefs. Okay? Or your eyes taken out. Or just because you drink too much. Or, you know, because you drink too much, you could be found in a prison. Because you're a bad member of society. This place is horrible. And they've been able to sell this image of themselves around the world of we're just, you know, communist light. You know, we're communist light and we just like business like everybody else and we're about business just as much as America and capitalism or communism has capitalism. No, whatever. It's a bunch of crap. It's a bunch of crap. It's a very horrible, horrible, oppressive regime. And it's so easy for us to say that about places in Africa or in Latin America or the Middle East or whatever. But it's time to come, the world needs to face, I believe, this reality that this country that we've been talking so glowingly about for the last, you know, whatever, 30, 40 years is evil. It is absolutely evil. And the people in Hong Kong know that. And I wish them nothing but safety and security. Right now, the situation at the airport is, you know, is nothing like it was that we've seen in that video. Thank God nobody was shot. I love that police officer that pulled the gun did not shoot anybody. Thank God. And it seems for the moment that, especially in regards to the airport, the Hong Kong authorities did a wonderful job of letting that situation diffuse calmly. And the Hong Kong protesters as well did a great job of not escalating that to the point where violence was necessary, or not necessary, but could have been seen as necessary by a government. I mean, a government has to show itself as being the one in control. You can't just let, you know, 5,000 people, you know, run into Disneyland and just dominate Disneyland. Even though the government is not Disneyland, the government exists to stop situations from happening. And I am stand with the Hong Kong protesters, but I understand the other side also of the government of we cannot allow you to just run willy nilly. Anyways, it's great that that thing for the moment has no big time bloodshed, but the water has been spilt. You know, the milk has been let out of the jug onto the carpet and onto the floor and down the sink. It is not getting back into the jug, and the water is not going back into the glass. How this will develop, I don't know. I really think it will develop in the fall of the Communist Party, into China's, Communist Party, where the hell they call that crap over there. That's how I see this thing going, and this is just the first domino in a long line of dominoes. Time will tell. Time will tell. Okay, on to the next subject. International child trafficking pedophile rings. Say what? Yeah. So how this all happened? Well, there's this guy Epstein that I'm sure everybody in the whole entire world knows about. He seems to be all that they could talk about these days. This guy Epstein knows a lot of famous people. He knows Donald Trump. He knows Bill Clinton. Knows Woody Allen. He knows Elon Musk. Supposedly, I mean, Elon Musk is denying ever knowing him. He knows the crown prince, or one of the crown princes of Saudi Arabia, or the crown prince, MBS, as he says. He knows Naomi Campbell, Heidi Klum. He knows a lot of people, and he, according to women now, they're women now, but they were children when they knew Jeffrey Epstein. According to these women, these adults that were children when they knew Epstein, when they were children, they would go around the world with Epstein, or he had this chick that would take the kids to other rich men so they could have sex with them. Really fucked up shit. But what makes this, you know, interesting is there's always been rumors of powerful people engaging in pedophilia, but there's never been that Bigfoot, that video, that full clear, perfect pixels, everything is legit video of Bigfoot. We've never seen the UFO on the White House lawn, but this is, pretty much it, because not only does Epstein, get arrested for this thing that, already is a pretty audacious claim to be, these are audacious claims that the Department of Justice are claiming against Mr. Epstein. Not only are these claims, already audacious on their face, then you have a suicide, which is completely ridiculous. I mean, the official version even admits that it's ridiculous. The official version says, "Hey, this version is ridiculous." That's the official version. That's what the head of the Department of Justice, William Barr, says. I'm paraphrasing, but basically saying this is ridiculous. The people that worked at the prison are saying that this whole entire situation is ridiculous. Former prisoners at the prison are saying that it's ridiculous. What are they saying is ridiculous? For instance, one former guard, or a current guard there, was talking to the New York Times, and he says that the person that replaced him was someone that he has never ever met before. How is that possible? We've got, reports of falsified logs, um, from the prison guards. The prison guards were, falsifying the logs. Uh, very, very, very strange story, this thing, Epstein. And much like China and Russia, Russia with the nuclear bomb, and Hong Kong, I believe this story is just at its beginning, and will only get worse. Let's now change gears once more for our final subject of this, whatever this is, thing that we're doing. CNN. Good old CNN. The dead horse that never get tired of beating. I mean, you just can't get tired of beating this dead horse. No matter how many times you take the stick to this horse that's covered in flies and been bitten on by scavengers and vultures have, just picked this carcass clean. Still fun. Take a stick, just give it a whack. This horse was one of a kind. So what's up with this dead horse today? Well, they've kind of had a bad week for two of their big guys. You got Christopher Cuomo, who I don't know. You got. Some guys came up on him. Called him Fredo. Then you didn't know before, you know now. Christopher Cuomo does not like to be called Fredo because Fredo is a reference to, the dumb brother of, Michael Corleone from The Godfather. He couldn't do anything right. He was just a big mess up guy. He just messed things up all the time. And he couldn't, be like his father, who was a big shot, and he couldn't be like his brother, who was a big shot. And that's the implication with Christopher Cuomo. Apparently, people call him Fredo because, he can't be like his father, who was governor of New York, or his older brother, who was governor of New York. So, he gets trolled by these guys, and he just loses his head. He loses his stuff, man. He threatens them and curses at them and gets all riled up about it. All right. Man, it's not cool to aggress people. Okay? And also it's lame to aggress people and record it and put them on YouTube or whatever, or Twitter or whatever. That's whack. It's not cool, man, to do that stuff. But, there's another side to this. People in the media, and let's just be honest, I hate to be partisan, but, honesty needs to come out. People in the media, people in the Democratic Party have been advocating getting up in the face of, Republicans and people that work in the Trump administration. Get up in their face, and if they're at a restaurant, just get up in their face and harass them, which is whack. That is whack, man. That is whack behavior to get up in somebody's face and harass them when they're at a restaurant or walking down the street or whatever they're doing. And same for Christopher Cuomo, man. It's whack to get up in his face. But I do have to recognize the hypocrisy of it. Christopher Cuomo was not against the Democrats and other media members calling for people to get up in the face of Republicans and White House and people that work in the government, people that work at ICE or whatever. It's like, man, just be civil, everybody. Just be civil. All right, be civil. And I know Christopher Cuomo, it sucked that happened to you, but you shouldn't have been calling for that, and that other guy shouldn't have done that to you. Both of you are wrong. The other guy that did that to Christopher Cuomo, you are wrong. And Christopher Cuomo, when you were defending that crap when that was happening to other people, you were wrong too. So everybody, stop harassing people. But that's not the only thing that's happening with CNN this week. You also got Don Lemon getting accused of sexually harassing another man. Apparently, Don Lemon, again, this is let's slow things down, guys. Okay, let's slow things down. Don Lemon was accused. Okay, that does not mean it's true. So I'm going to tell you some things that Don Lemon is accused of. And in today's environment, we have lost our damn minds. Okay, when it comes to these accusations and these allegations. They're not treated as such. They're not treated as accusations and as allegations, especially by people such as Don Lemon. They're not treated as accusations and as allegations. But we will not, be mean against Don Lemon just because he is mean against others. So let's remember, I'm going to tell you some things about that are alleged that happened with Don Lemon, and he's accused of, but it does not mean it's true. So, anyways, how's it go? A lawsuit claims that Don Lemon approached a guy in a bar, Don Lemon put his hand down the front of his own shorts and vigorously rubbed his genitalia. This is what Don Lemon did to himself. He then removed his hand from his shorts and put his fingers under the nose of a man, according to a claim, and repeatedly asked this man, "Do you like pussy or dick?" Excuse my language. That's what this man accuses Don Lemon of doing to him. Okay. I don't know if that happened. I have no idea whatsoever. I have no idea. I have no idea. I can't even begin to comment on, oh, well, it possibly happened because of this reason, or it possibly didn't happen because of that reason. Because we got to be responsible, people. But these are two interesting stories. We had Christopher Cuomo being harassed in public, but the same Christopher Cuomo was calling for or justifying people harassing Republicans or White House officials. Literally, he was justifying other people being harassed in public. Let's take off the term Republican or White. He was justifying other people being harassed in public by saying, well, they're public officials, and when you become a public official, this is what you sign up for. That was pretty much what he said. And he's a public person, and you could say the same thing about him, but it's not right. It's not right. Anyways, that's the hypocrisy of Christopher Cuomo. And also we have Don Lemon, who Kavanaugh was getting accused. I mean, whatever. We have other people being accused, okay? We have other people that and Don Lemon just running with it. Just running with it and telling the American people it's true, basically. Everything these people are alleging is true. And it's come out since then that many of these allegations, pretty much 100% of the allegations that Don Lemon has said have been true, whether that's been against Judge Kavanaugh or Donald Trump, have all been proven false. Everything that has been alleged against Donald Trump has been proven false. Whether that's N-bombs, whether that's, sexual stuff, whether that's being a Russian agent, has all been proven false. And now we find Don Lemon having things alleged against him without any evidence. Without any evidence, Don Lemon is now being accused of something. Very interesting, I find. Well, I think that's a good place to end it. We got nuclear bombs in Russia. We got battle for rights in Hong Kong. And international pedophile trafficking rings front and center on the front page of the news. And lastly, we got two of CNN's big hitters finding themselves on the other side of arguments that usually they're attacking on. I have to say, it's been an interesting couple of days. That's been since Friday, ladies and gentlemen. We are only, beginning. Well, everybody stay safe, buckle in tight. Remember to kiss your loved ones because this is a hell of a show. It's going to get real bumpy, I think. Real bumpy. Love you guys. Bye.